Good morning, welcome to a new session of video class. In this class, I will discuss two important topics in the ocean energy resources, which is a syllabus content in the renewable energy paper of the sixth semester of final BSc. Right. Two important topics in the renewable energy sources given by the ocean or ocean renewable energy sources. We know that ocean is a huge source of renewable energy. Is a huge source of renewable energy. It gives abundant amount of renewable energy sources. Actually, there are five components of renewable energies that are available from the ocean. That is ocean thermal energy, ocean tidal energy, ocean wave energy, ocean current, ocean water currents energy, and salinity gradient energy. But as far as the limited syllabus that is there for these students, okay, we will discuss about the three important energy sources of the water, ocean, that is the thermal energy, ocean thermal energy, tidal energy, and wave energy. Right. Now, our present topic is tidal energy and wave energy. First of all, we will discuss about the tidal energy. Before going to see what is the amount of tidal energy or what is the formula for the energy associated with the tides of ocean waves. Let us have a look about how tides are arised. How tides are arised. What is the reason for the tides? Right. No doubt, ocean energies are all the ocean energies are arised because of okay, all the activities of ocean are arised because of the sunlight, no doubt. Okay, but tides, ocean tides and ocean waves, these are the energies associated with the ocean water because of the movement of the water. Because of the movements of the water. Therefore, ocean tidal energy and wave energy are the mechanical forms of energy. Are the mechanical forms of energy. Whereas ocean thermal energy is the thermal energy because of the heat energy absorbed by the water of the ocean from the sun rays. Right. But because of some other reasons, what this one we will discuss also. Okay. Ocean water, there is a continuous movement of ocean water. The continuous movements of water creates ocean tides and ocean waves, and these are the mechanical form of energy associated with what is one mechanical form of energy associated with the ocean tides and ocean waves. Ocean tides and ocean waves. Right. We know that ocean tides means the rise of water level of water and the fall of water level of water, which are taking place, each are taking place twice in a day. It means that in a day of 24 hours, ocean water level rises to a certain maximum extent and falls to a certain low value twice in a day. These are known as the ocean tides. Okay, ocean tides. The rising water level is known as the that is known as the high tide. The falling one is known as the low tide. That's why high tide and low tide. Therefore, the high tide and low tide, that is the rise of water level and fall of water level, takes place continuously every day, two times. Okay, every day two times rise of water and two times fall of water will take place in a span of 24 hours. This particular phenomena is due to the gravitational attraction between Earth and the Moon. That's why how tides are created, tides are generated because of the gravitational attraction between the Earth and the Moon, and also the gravitational attraction between the Earth and the Sun. But Earth and okay, as far as the tides, that is the moment of water on the surface of the earth, is much influenced by the gravitational force between the earth and the moon, because moon is very close to us. And this kind of tides are also generated because of the gravitational attraction between the earth and the sun, but they are very small, therefore they are negligible. Therefore, as far as the ocean tides, just now we are discussing, okay, which are taking place twice a day, that is the rise of water level, fall of water level, which are known as the ocean tides, are due to what this one, the gravitational attraction between earth and the moon, earth and the moon, right? Okay, earth and the moon. Now, how to harness this tidal energy? Okay, let us have okay clear idea about that one. Generally, in general, at the coastal area, a barrage is constructed. A barrage was constructed. Okay, when high tide is coming, the barrage has certain doors to allow the water. During the high tide water will goes into the reservoir that is built in between the barrage and the coastal area. It means that in between the barrage and coastal area there is some catchment area of water. This catchment area of water is known as the okay tidal basin or the water reservoir. When high tide is coming, it means that when water level increases, so there is some system, okay, where the high tide water will allows into the barrage or into the tidal basin by means of the doors that are arranged there. Okay, right. That's why what will happen during high tide, the water will goes into the reservoir or tidal basin and it fills the reservoir. Right. When low tide starts, these doors are closed. These doors will be closed. Of course, in general, I am talking for the sake of the very learners, but we need not close this one. Then also we can put turbines here. That is a different thing, right? Okay. During low tide, these doors will be closed, and now during low tide, the water level in the ocean is less and the water level in the reservoir is high. Now the high level water in the reservoir will be allowed to flow into the ocean by means of other way where we will put turbines. Therefore, while the water in the reservoir emptying by means of okay by means of certain ways, there we will arrange turbines and the turbines will rotate to produce the electrical current. This is the general principle or general procedure for the conversion of tidal energy into electrical energy. But that is a very basic one, but that is the actual thing. That is, the thing is, during high tide, when the water goes into the reservoir, there also we will put turbines. Then also the turbines rotate. While filling the reservoir also the turbines will rotate due to the high tide water, and we will generate the electrical current. Okay. During low tide, the same turbines or other turbines will rotate, okay, in the other direction. Then also we can able to produce the electrical current. Okay, that's why, of course, during the development of technology, during high tide and during low tide, also we can able to produce electrical current by placing the water turbines at particular levels. Okay, and there are so many other technologies are also arise, right. The simple way I am discussing, you are seeing with this diagram. This is a barrage. This is a barrage. What this is the ocean area, this is the coastal area. The barrage is this is the barrage and this is the coastal area. In between barrage and coastal area, we constructed a tidal basin which is known as the reservoir. During high tide, water goes into the reservoir. Then also the turbine will rotate and you will get the electrical current. During low tide, the water level in the ocean will decreases and the water level in the tidal basin will increases. Now the water will flows from basin to the water and then also it rotates the turbine and it will produce the electrical current. And therefore, during high tide, water flows from ocean to the reservoir and during low tide, water flows from reservoir to the ocean. In both the times, because of the rotation of the turbines, we can able to produce the tidal energy into useful electrical energy. That's why this is the general way of production of electrical energy or harness of the tidal energy, okay, to the desired form what we require. This is about tidal energy. And one more thing, okay, in general, as far as the earth is concerned, tidal heights are different at different places. Depends upon the nature of the ocean, nature of the coastal area and everything, or the nature of the land there. Whatever it might be, is a simple study, worldwide simple study shows that tides are at a height of 1 meter to the 11 meters. Okay, tides are generating at a height of 1 meter to the 11 meters. It means that from low tide to the high tide, from low tide height to the high tide height, the height difference is known as the range. Therefore, the range of ocean tides are 1 meter at certain places and 11 meters at some other places. And this height will changes, depends upon the season, depends upon the places and depends upon the other conditions also. Whatever it might be, the tide range across the world is from 1 meter to the 11 meters. Okay, 11 meters. Depends upon the tide range, we will arrange the necessary turbine in order to produce the or in order to harness or in order to extract the tidal power or tidal energy. This is about the general things as far as the tidal energy is concerned. Right. Now we will upload the student material in order to discuss the tidal energy. Okay, in order to discuss what is the tidal energy and what is the value of the tidal energy. Right. Tidal power or tidal energy generation. Tides in oceans are generated mainly due to the gravitational attraction between moon and earth and also sun and earth. But just now I said that okay, the high tides are the usual tides that are generated on the ocean are only because of the gravitational attraction between moon and earth. Right. Ocean tides contains large amount of potential energy. Water rises and falls. It means that large amount of potential energy will be there, okay, associated with the tides, and it can be converted into mechanical energy and also the electrical energy. This potential energy possessed by the tides can be first converted into mechanical energy and then the electrical energy. The highest level of the tide is known as flood tide or high tide, and the lowest level of the tide is known as the low tide or ebb. The level difference between the high tide and low tide is known as the tidal range or range of the tide. Tidal range varies from location and the tidal range of 5 meters or above are suitable for the power generation. Just now, previously I said that the tidal range is in general 1 meter to the 11 meter across the world. Depends upon the location, depends upon the nature of the what is on coastal area and the seasons and etc. But the thing is, the present technology can able to extract the tidal energy if the tidal range is about 5 meters or more. Therefore, in future we hope that Okay, the development of technology will enable us to extract the tidal energy even from a tide of range 1 meter also. A tide of range of 1 meter also. Okay, right. Next one. Main components of the tidal energy plant is already we discussed. That is, we need a dam or a barrage to collect the water, to hold the water. That is what is known as the tidal basin or the reservoir. Next, sluice way. Sluice way means okay. These are the what is this one? These are the rapid controlled gates or the ways with which we will allow the water and we will empty the water. We will allow the water into the reservoir and we will empty the water from the reservoir also. They are the what is this one? Sluice ways. Special bulb type of power turbine to generate. Okay, we need what is this one? Power electrical power station. This electrical power station consists of a special type of bulb type of power turbine. This bulb type of power turbine can able to produce the what is one the potential energy that is there in the electrical energy that is there in the tides will be first converted into mechanical and then the electrical energy and then the electrical energy. Right. The tidal range power can be estimated by taking a single filling water or emptying basin. A single filling water or emptying basin. It means that first of all, if we constructed a dam and if we have a reservoir first time, okay, let us fill the what this one the basin with the high tide, and when once it is emptied at the low tide, we can have a clear idea about high tide height and low tide height. The difference between high tide height and low tide height is known as the range. Therefore, we can able to estimate the range of the tide at that particular place. Okay. By means of that only, we can able to produce the kept what this one, a particular turbine. Right. This is the coastal area. Okay. This is the ocean area. At the coastal area, connected to the coastal land, we constructed a barrage. This is the barrage. The barrage is separates the coastal land and the ocean area, having certain part of catchment of water. This is what is known as the tide basin. All this is known as the tide basin or the reservoir This line indicates the low tide height and this line indicates the high tide height. The difference is the range of the tide, and at a high tide there is a way to pass the water into the reservoir. Therefore, this is the sluice way through which the water goes into the reservoir at high tide, and this is the way through which the water will comes back to the ocean, okay, at the low tide, where we will place a turbine. It means that we have a power station here. The power station will have a turbine here, where water is emptying. This what will happen? The turbine will rotate, and you will get the mechanical energy from the potential energy of the water, and this mechanical energy ultimately converted into electrical energy. This is the picture of what is one a tidal energy conversion system with a barrage and a power station, and this is the ocean and this is the coastal area. This is the land area and this is the coastal area. Right. Now, you know, this is the low tide height and the high tide. This is the high tide height. The difference is the range. Let us take this reservoir. The reservoir is completely filled with water. Consider a small element of water of thickness dH. Please be careful. What is dH? A small element of water of thickness dH in the reservoir, which is at a height h from this point, h from the low tide. What is dH? dH is a liquid element of thickness dH. Let the mass of this liquid element in this dH is dm. This liquid element is at a height h from the low tide height. Okay, right. Now let us move to the what is on the derivation. A is the area of the basin. H is the height of the not basin, height of that. What the height? Height of here H is the height of the basin. This is wrong. H is the height of that element of water. Rho is the density of the seawater, R is the tidal range. Then the potential energy in the mass of water stored in dH, which is at a height h. What is that one? We considered a water element of thickness dH, a water element of thickness dH at a height h, at a height h, right? The mass of that water element is dm. The mass of that water element is dm. Therefore, the potential energy of that element dW is equal to mass into g into h. Mass is dm, g into h. It is at a height h from that low level, right? What is dm? Mass of the water in that element. What is the thickness of that element? dH. Therefore, mass of that element, mass of the water in that element is equal to, mass is equal to density into volume. Density rho into volume is equal to area into h. H means the height. Height of that element is equal to dH. Therefore, rho A dH. Therefore, the total potential, the potential energy of that element of mass which is at a height h and having a thickness of dH is the potential energy dW is equal to rho A dH is the mass g into height. Therefore, the total potential energy of the water in the basin, once for all, when the basin is completely filled, the total potential energy of water that is collected in that basin, total potential energy P is equal to, we have to integrate this value from 0 to R. Why 0 to R? R is the range. Okay, 0 is the low level or the low tide level. Therefore, 0 to range. Okay, then once it is integrated, you will get h square by 2. H square by 2 means r square by 2. Therefore, you will get 1 by 2 rho a g r square. Okay, rho a g r square. What is a? Area of cross section of the surface area of the basin. What is r? The range. These two are different at different places. Okay, right. At the time between consecutive low tide and high tide, the consecutive low tide and high tide is half of the 12 hours, that is equal to nearly it is 6 hours and 12 minutes. Therefore, and the density of the water in the sea water is equal to 1025 kg per meter cube. If you substitute these two values, you will get to the average power generating in of filling or emptying the basin. In filling the average power that is generating by the basin after filling and then emptying is equal to rho is equal to 1025 into g 9.8 into 2 into 6 hours 12 minutes is equal to 22,350 seconds. Therefore, you will get to 0.225 into A into R square. A into R square, A value and R square value will be depends upon the area of the basin or the reservoir there, and R is the range of the tide at that place. Therefore, these two are the variables which should be remain in the formula as it is. Right. Next, tidal power developed is directly proportional to the area of the basin. More is the area of the basin, more is the tidal power. And it is also directly proportional to the square of the tidal range. Very, very important. It depends upon the square of the tidal range. Right. The actual power generated by the practical system will be no doubt less than this one. Okay, because of the what is some efficiencies of different parts of the tidal power plant and etc. and etc. Right. Now here the thing is, instead of taking 0 to R, if the low tide range is small r and high tide range is capital R, in that case you will get to half rho A g into R square minus R square. That is a simple version. Whatever it might be. Okay, better to say that the practical value of average power generated by the tides by emptying its reservoir one time, that is the average power is equal to 0.225 into A into R square joules. A is the area of the basin or the reservoir there. R is the range of the tides, that is the difference between low tide height and high tide height. Okay, and this is the power of the or the energy associated with the ocean tides, and this can be derived from this diagram, and this diagram is also very clear to you. Right. Now let us move to the what is this one? Okay, energy and power from the ocean waves. Energy and power from the ocean waves. Right, ocean waves, energy and power. Okay, here also we want to discuss something here. That is, again we will see how waves are generated. Ocean waves are generated. We should have a clarity on this one now. Right. On the surface of the water is very plain, very plain. Therefore, on the surface of the water, air is continuously blowing with high speed in a particular direction. Therefore, air flows in a laminar flow, in a continuous directional flow with high velocity on the surface of the seawater. Okay, because of the friction between the air and the upper layer of the ocean water sucks or absorbs some energy. Okay, because of the absorption of energy from the blowing air, okay, the surface of the water, it gets some disturbance or it gets some moment. Okay, this moment is actually, if you consider the initially, it is very horizontal because of the energy absorption. Okay, the horizontal level of the ocean water now moves up and down, moves up and down, moves up and down. Okay, this kind of motion, okay, are known as, or it is known as ocean waves. Therefore, ocean waves are generated because of the energy absorbed by the flowing air on the surface of the ocean water. And ocean waves are more or less simple harmonic waves that are in which the ocean water on the surface will move up and down, moves up and down. It jumps up and down, it jumps and up and down, and the waves are generated, and these waves are traveling towards the, what is one, the what is one, the coastal land area, coastal land portion. Therefore, now the ocean waves are the water waves, in which more or less they are simple harmonic ocean waves, water waves. These because of these water waves, water particles are moving up and down, and also the ocean waves are also traveling towards the coastal area. Therefore, ocean water waves are simultaneously having two types of motion, that is the up and down motion and horizontal motion. Therefore, they have horizontal displacement and vertical displacement. Vertical displacement is SHM motion. Horizontal displacement is the transmission of these waves horizontally. That we have to remember. That we have to remember. Right. This is about the ocean waves. Very important and very interesting. Ocean waves are nothing but the surface water waves, which are simple harmonic ocean waves, in which the water particles are having two types of motion, that is the up and down oscillatory motion and the horizontal translatory motion. Horizontal translatory motion. Very important, horizontal translatory motion. Therefore, by means of the necessary system, generally floating systems are arranged. Okay, these floating systems are also moves up and down, and the up and down motion of the floating systems can able to create the mechanical energy, and this now the water waves energy will be first converted into mechanical energy, mechanical rotation energy, and then electrical energy. Sometimes the floating systems are arranged a small turbines in series. Okay, therefore the motion of the water waves also rotates these small simple turbines which are arranged in series. Therefore, Here also we will get the mechanical rotational energy and this mechanical rotational energy and then used for the current generation. Okay. And this is one of the ways with which we can able to produce the, we can able to extract the water wave energy. See this one, what is this one? This is the ocean floor, this is the coastal area land, this is the coastal area land. These are the ocean waves which are more or less simple harmonic waves. And we have constructed a kind of, what is one? Concrete construction here. This concrete construction, in between this concrete, this shaped connection and the land, there is some portion. Okay, there is some portion. In this portion, when waves are moving towards the coastal area, what will happen depends upon the crest and troughs. Water in this area will moves high and low, moves high and low, moves high and low. When water in this part moves high, the air in this portion will be moved in this direction. When the water decreases, air will moves in this direction. Therefore, the water level in this portion that is arrested here will move up and down, and this causes air motion left and right. Okay, because of the right side motion, left side motion, and it means that outflow and inflow of air. Okay, both the flows will rotate the turbine, and we can able to extract the water, ocean water wave energy as a useful electrical energy. In that way, there are so many techniques, there are so many methods with which we can able to extract ocean wave energy, ocean wave energy. Very interesting, ocean wave energy. Right. Now let us see what is the power of ocean water waves. What is the power of ocean water waves? Just now I said that ocean water waves are the water waves. Okay, these because of these water waves, water particles will move up and down, making a simple harmonic motion, and the ocean waves are also having horizontal motion. Therefore, they are having vertical motion and horizontal motion. Right. Ocean waves are caused by the transfer of energy from the surface winds to sea. Already I said that the rate of energy transfer depends upon the wind speed and the distance to which the interaction with the water will take place. Okay, the transfer of the rate of transfer of energy from the wind to the ocean water depends upon, first depends upon wind speed, no doubt. Second one, the distance through which these two will interact. These two will interact. Okay, just now I said that ocean waves are simple harmonic waves, but actually the sea water waves are not a regular simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic waves. They are generally formed because irregular SHM motion, irregular SHM motion. But for the consideration of our derivation, let they are regular SHM waves. Therefore, their displacement y is equal to, we know that a sin 2 pi x by lambda minus 2 pi t by capital T, where capital T is the time period, lambda is the wavelength, x is the horizontal displacement, t is the time period, okay, time at a particular time. What is y? It is the displacement above the mean sea level, and a is the amplitude. Y is the displacement, a is the amplitude, means maximum displacement above the surface. Okay, we know that wavelength is this one, and of course time period is also this one. Right. Now, the water rises and falls with wave motion. The water rises and falls with wave motion, we know that one. Take a water element, a small water element, delta M. Okay, mass is equal to volume into density. Density is equal to wave. What is volume? Horizontal value and vertical value. Horizontal value is dx, vertical value is equal to dz. No dy. Dy is equal to, here it is having two motions only, horizontal motion and vertical motion, just rho into dx into dz. At a distance x, okay, this is at a distance x in the horizontal direction. Right. What is the height in the vertical motion? Vertical motion displacement is y, vertical motion total amplitude is a. But here, as far as this small element is concerned, okay, let it move vertically from minus z below plus z above. Okay, it means that from horizontal, what is this one, ocean surface, this small element will lowers or it falls down to minus z below and plus z high. Okay, right. For overall water wave is concerned, the amplitude A, we will see that one later on. Right. Now the potential energy associated with this small amount is equal to delta P is equal to potential energy equal to mass into mgh, m is equal to rho dx dz, g into what is h, height of this particular small element. It is minus z to plus z. Therefore, the total height is equal to 2z. Okay, right. This is the potential energy associated with this one. Right. Now, this wave is vertically displacing. Therefore, the vertically, as far as the vertical displacement h is equal to actual vertical displacement y, we will see that one later on. Okay, intermediate vertical displacement as far as this small element is concerned. As far as this small element is concerned, that the vertical displacement is h. This is equal to amplitude A into total amplitude A into sin kx. Okay, sin kx. Right. Therefore, total potential energy on one wavelength of wave per unit width is equal to total potential energy P is equal to. We have to integrate this one. Okay. We have to integrate double integration because it has two motions, horizontal motion and vertical motion. Horizontally, horizontal displacement x is equal to 0 to x is equal to lambda by 2. Why lambda by 2? We said that it is one wavelength because okay, it is one web. So it is one crest and one trough. Therefore, one unit means one width means it is only lambda by 2 into vertical displacement. Vertical displacement is equal to minus z to plus z. Okay, 0 to h. We consider this is the h. Therefore, 0 to h. Rho dx dz g to z. First we will integrate z. Okay, it means that first we will evaluate integral z is equal to 0 to h. It means that we have to integrate z. Okay, z into dz integration is equal to z square by 2. By 2 and this 2 will cancel and we will substitute h here. Okay, we got z square by 2, therefore you will get h square. Therefore, now the integration will become so rho, okay, rho g, it is taken out. Now this first integral, the second integral is 0 to lambda by 2. What is left here? H square and dx, h square and dx. Right. But what is h square? The horizontal displacement, sorry, the vertical displacement, it is equal to a sin kx, a sin kx. Okay. Therefore, h square is equal to a square, h is equal to a sin kx. Therefore, h square is equal to a square sin square kx. Okay, sin square kx is equal to 1 minus cos 2kx by 2. Therefore, this is half into 1 minus cos kx by 2. Therefore, if you substitute h square value here, you will get two terms of integrals. What is the first term? 1 by 2 dx. What is the second term? Minus cos k 2kx by 2 into dx. Cos 2kx integration will become 0. It becomes 0. Okay, it becomes 0. Therefore, what is the left out here? Dx by 2. Dx by 2 integration x by 2. Okay, if you substitute the limits, you will get x by 2 and instead of x lambda by 2, it means that lambda by 4. Total you will get lambda by 4. Therefore, the integral will become so. Okay, here you will get what is one? A square and this integration is equal to lambda by 2. A square lambda by 2, but already half is there, therefore the total, hence the potential energy associated with water, each water per width is equal to potential energy equal to 1 by 4 rho g a square into lambda. Potential energy per unit length means we have to divide with wavelength. Unit length means we have to divide with wavelength. Okay, per unit wavelength is equal to, then once it is divided with lambda, you will get 1 by 4 rho g a square. This is the potential energy of the water wave per unit length. We know that in simple harmonic motion, the average P is equal to average K. Therefore, whatever the PE with which it is raising up and down, with the same kinetic energy it moves in the horizontal direction. Therefore, the kinetic energy of the same wave is equal to same potential energy its value is also similar to that of the potential energy. Therefore, 1 by 4 rho g a square. Potential energy is equal to 1 by 4 rho g a square. Kinetic energy is also 1 by 4 rho g a square. The total energy is equal to addition of these two will give so 1 by 2 rho g a square. This is the total energy. Now, the power carried by each and every unit part of the water is equal to, okay, energy, power is equal to energy into velocity. What is the velocity? Group velocity, because a group of waves are going on. Okay, group velocity is equal to 1 u. Therefore, the power is equal to P is equal to E into u is the total energy, u is the group velocity. But we need only the velocity of a single wave. Therefore, group velocity u in terms of wave velocity v by 2. Wave velocity means single wave velocity. Therefore, if the wave velocity v, if the wave velocity is equal to v, then the group velocity is equal to v, u is equal to v by 2. Therefore, substitute to, okay, v by 2 in the place of u, where v is the wave velocity, that is the single wave velocity. U is the group velocity. We need single wave velocity because we want to carry the power carried by unit width of wave front. Okay, therefore power P is equal to what is E? Half rho G A square into what is U? V by 2. Therefore, what is the total power carried by each unit width of wave front? That is equal to 1 by 4 rho G A square V. What is V here? This is the wave velocity, individual wave velocity. What is A here? This is the amplitude of the water waves, and rho is the density of the water waves. Okay, that's why the rho and g are the constants. A and v depends upon the A and v values. So we can able to estimate the water wave water wave power at that place, because at different places, so the A is different and also V is also different. Depends upon the A value, that is the amplitude of water waves, and V, the velocity of the each and every individual water wave. We can able to estimate the power associated with the water waves at that particular place. Okay, this is about water wave energy or water wave power. Okay, right. These are the two very important two topics. One is the energy of the tides, and the other one is the power of the water waves, power of the ocean water waves, power of the ocean water. Okay, right. See you in the next class.